spoke with you last week about the gentleman who lost his home. So last week, I was driving my kids to school and I noticed all of this stuff out on the front lawn. And I was like, something's not right. The county, I believe, is actually who came in. They did a property tax lien, and his home was sold at auction, from what I understand. But the county came in and actually removed all of his belongings. He was in crisis mode, and he has been sleeping outside with his belongings. And even when we were speaking, though, like people were coming up to his yard and trying to take his belongings as we were speaking. Sustainability, right? That was his last pillar, and that's gone now.
Had that mechanism not been there, you see, that road, if you will, the clandestine road that was utilized in a clandestine way, then this would not be an issue. You see, if it was a tax lien on a house, okay. So if I ever sold it, then it would get paid that way, right? But it's not like the city or the county or whoever is out of money.
You know, I think just speaking to that is, it's really difficult. I think it speaks to a bigger story of what gentrification is. For what I do, with motel outreach, it becomes really challenging because from the motels, it's kind of like the motels are this respite, right? People seeking one night off of the streets might go there, but also people who just recently became evicted. That's kind of where they land, usually, if we can't get them assistance. So we have a lot of immigrant and refugee families. And I also think that more of these upscale developments are essentially bringing fear.
The history of Colfax is really, to a great degree, the history of the American West. These motels that you're seeing in various levels of disrepair, like at one time they were super nice. They had pools, they were welcoming. They had, the neon was in great shape and everything. So it really was like a Las Vegas strip of Colorado, if you will. They proposed I-70, which now bypasses Colfax, takes all that tourist traffic that these businesses are relying on, takes it, in the I-70, thing, and so all of a sudden there's no tourists going through the street. This has a dramatic effect on the fortunes of Colfax businesses. A lot of these low-income, immigrant populations, these other populations, moved in because the rent was affordable. And so I think when we're talking, the new vision of Colfax is very much to increase the density and build more residential. And these mixed-use development apartments, they want to turn it into more of a transit corridor, build this new bus rapid transit. And so the pressure that concerns me is on the immigrant population and on these lower income communities, because they really, I don't know how many more places in Denver they have left to go.
My name is Mateos Alvarez, and I am the Executive Director of the Dayton Street Day Labor Center that's located in Northwest Aurora. Well, just in general, it's the most diverse community in all of Metro Denver, all of Colorado, and the entire, kind of Mountain West region. You have to go pretty far to find another location or a community of communities like Northwest Aurora. I think there's over 120, some say 160 different languages and customs that are practiced over here in Northwest Aurora. So, and with the recent kind of, redevelopment and the growth that's taken place, there's a lot of pressure being put on Northwest Aurora around the cost of living and being able to afford to live here in Northwest Aurora, and that's impacted a community that's pretty diverse when it comes to its immigrant and refugee constituents. Because it's a community that doesn't have the resources in which to, purchase a home. Many of them rent, and those rents are going up and up and up, and so it makes it harder for folks to stay here. And then the question arises about where do we go from here? To figure out how we can balance out, the high-end development with some affordable housing. All of these entities come together and just think look through a larger lens and look, some years ahead and really think about and strategize how we could make an impact by working together. It can be done. It's just that we have to do it together or it's going to be too small, and we'll continue to, from my perspective, continue to have this conversation over and over and over. And by that time, it'll be too late.